Welcome back to Final Fantasy X. In this episode, we're going to take on the ultimate challenge and defeat all the super bosses. Thankfully, you can escape sin by using a save point. So, here's a fun thing. This is how we've actually been grinding these characters to make them as absurdly powerful as they are. What we do by grinding in the monster arena is collect a bunch of clear spheres, which you can use to wipe nodes off of the sphere grid. And we've been replacing them with stat boosting spheres, so in increments of 4, we can basically raise all of the characters all together, having them all move simultaneously across said stat spheres. So, as you can see, I've done a lot to boost their strength, their defense, magic defense, and their agility. I think those are the main 4 that I focused on. The main 4 that will probably help us out the most when defeating super bosses. I've also given them a whole bunch of overpowered items, as you can see here. A lot of auto items, right there. You've also got their celestial weapons. You can't really go wrong with those because they actually ignore defenses. So no matter how high your enemy's defense stat, you can still do okay damage to them. And with that, it's time for us to take on the first super boss. Now, previously I had stated that Omega Weapon was the strongest enemy in the original American version of Final Fantasy X. I was actually wrong on that. That was a massive misnomer, and I apologise. The actual strongest enemy was Nemesis. Nemesis is the most powerful monster that can be created in the monster arena. To unlock it, you have to capture 10 of every single monster in the game, and then defeat all of the other created original monsters that the monster arena can provide, and then you get to battle him. He is absurdly powerful. In the original games, or the original PlayStation games, you could basically rush him with the move Quick Hit so many times that he never gets a chance to move or attack you. Quick Hit has actually been nerfed quite heavily for the international version of Final Fantasy, so yeah, you can't rely on that now. You have to play carefully. Because as you can see here, if you hit Nemesis with any special attack or overdrive attack, he will counter with Ultima, which, if you haven't buffed your magic defense to an absurd level, insta-kills your whole party. Thankfully, I've been buffing them just enough to resist it. Only just. God damn it, I swear to God I've been practicing with those blitz balls, but sometimes I just balls it up. Anyway, here's another Ultima for my troubles. One. And a 2. Gotta love Auto Phoenix. It's such a lifesaver. And, yeah, what you can do is just straight up attack him. He won't counter that, so essentially you want to attack him as much as you can. And when he is about to attack himself, bring in an Aeon to take the brunt of the hits. What you can also use is some of Riku's mixes to give auto life to the full party. Wow, goddamn. Or you can get her to buff the party stats, which is something else you could do with some of her more overpowered mixes. I will of course be showing that all with these next 2 videos where we do take on every available super boss. But holy shit, that did take about 30 minutes. That was a long fight. And same can be said for all the future fights you're about to see in this video. Yeah! I got a sweet Chivo for that as well. Not that I even remotely care about Steam achievements, but you know, it's nice to be appreciated. Da-ding! Hooray! I can keep grinding here. At a cost. Even though you kind of recoup that money by winning fights anyway, so you know, whatever. Anyway, here we are back in Besaid Village. When you come back here, you get a very nasty surprise. This was, of course, available in the original PAL version of the game. And this particular encounter, as well as all the future encounters you're going to see in this video, led to a lot of very unfair game overs. Because essentially, because we're traitors of Yevon, Yevon has dispensed a number of assassins to kill us. And the assassins have Dark Aeons. Dark Aeons are an absolute bastard to fight. They really are. And it takes cheap strategies like this to defeat them effectively. 1, 2, nailed it. Get the fuck out of here, evil birds! You piece of shit! Get down. And good thing too, because he is really bloody hard to hit and can do a lot of damage if his overdrive bar fills up. I keep saying his, her. Valefor's a she. Alrighty, so. Gotta love that dark matter. Thank you very much there, game.
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
Very, very clever there. All of these encounters use entirely reused assets. So, that particular character model of the guy who attacked us was reused. Dark Valefor is just a palette swap of Valefor. And even those audio clips were heard way, way earlier in the game. Anyways, here's Jecht Sphere.
Smallest heap of huts I ever seen.
Now, that looks like a fine place to live. Orin.
My lord.
When this is over, could you bring Yuna here? I want her to lead a life far away from this conflict.
You have my word. I will bring her here.
Thank you, Orin. You're a good friend.
What are you guys doing? Let's go! I'm so hungry I could eat a shoe puff whole.
Sorry. Well, let's go then.
So there's something else we'll be doing in this video, collecting all those Jecht Spheres, because we still haven't got them yet, and you need to get them all in order to get Orin's ultimate move. Another cool thing the game lets you do, now that we've gotten to this point, is you can go back and revisit all of your Aeon friends. Or your Faith friends, rather.
Sin is cursed. Sin prays. It curses its form. It prays for dissolution. Sin sees dreams of its own destruction. Sin is looking at us. We live in a fading echo of time left us by the Destroyer. Free him from you, Yevon. Free him. The faith that has become sin.
Yep, she's a real conversationalist. No, how was your day or anything like that, just a lot of, very, deep dialogue there, I guess you could call it. Ominous mutterings about Sin the Destroyer. Alright, let's head back onto this boat. I mean, we don't need to, really, because we have an airship now, but, you know... Jecht Spheres, all that jazz. Let's grab ourselves a sphere. Ta-da! And let's have a watch.
After you get that Aeon from Besaid, where are we going?
Back the way we came. Then we go north from Bavel and climb Mount Gagazet.
Beyond it lies Samarkand.
Samarkand, huh? It's been in ruins for 1,000 years, right?
So the legends say. No one knows for sure. It still could be your Samarkand.
Thanks for trying, Orin. I thought if I went with you guys, I might find a way to go back. But it's not that easy.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize, Braska. It's not your fault. I should be thinking about fighting Sin now anyway. Zanarkand can wait. But I will find my way back.
Be careful, Jecht.
Hey, I'll be alright. You're the one that should be careful. Wouldn't want your little girl to cry.
She'll be alright. She's strong. Like her mother was.
You know, something did just come to me. For as much as everybody kind of pines over a, Jecht, Braska, and Orin prequel game, the actual level design, or the game design in general, would be kind of botched by the fact that they totally backtrack on themselves. They have to go to Besaid. In fact, they have to go pretty much half the journey and then spin around to go back to get back to Zanarkand. So, at least for us, it was a one-way journey.
Being with chocobos all the time, I think I found my calling. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Oh, yeah. I found this in one of the chocobo nests the other day. It's no use to me, so I want you to have it.
Aww.
I have to go now. It's time for lunch.
Hey, I want to talk to you some more. Can't your stomach wait?
I meant I have to feed the chocobos. They get really upset if they're not fed. See ya!
Awesome. Love that guy. He's the best. Anyway, here we are at Kilika. Let's go visit Doge. Or Ifrit, I guess. Gotta say, you got some pipes on you, my dude. You can really sing. Like some operatic shit right here.
Sin swam in the sea near Zanarkand. Perhaps the waking dream eased its suffering. Your father touched Sin and became real that night, foundering in the seas of Spira. How sad now that he is caught in the tragic spiral. He is Sin. He is lost.
On top of that, I fucking love throwing boulders at people. Thanks for giving me so many people to throw boulders at. It's been fun, yo. I kind of wish these Faith were a little more, friendly. Anyways, here we are, down at the bottom of the Mihen High Road, or the Mihen Old Road, I guess it's called. I guess this documents the Chocobo Eater incident.
Giant fiend that attacks chocobos.
What's it waiting for? Hey, come out and fight!
I told you this was a waste of time.
Hey, come on. It's the right thing to do. Everyone's depending on us. Besides, it's good practice.
I guess you're right.
Well then?
Ha! There it is. Orin, let's get him!
Right.
Well, that was fun. Now, this encounter is goddamn nasty. To a new player, this is the most terrifying thing in the goddamn world. Here are the Dark Major Sisters, who will appear whether or not you've actually unlocked the normal Major Sisters. You have to goddamn get away from them, because if you touch them now, you pretty much cannot win. It is really bloody hard to win. But the real kicker is you think you're safe now, but no, you're evidently not. This is actually the worst situation to be in. Because they actually chase you. This is something I didn't realise when I played the game when I was younger. I thought you had to fight all three at once. No, they give chase to you and you have to try to separate them to make the fight even remotely winnable. For a normal player, anyway. And this is kind of daunting. Just, Jesus. Get off my tail. Don't like this. This is not like anything else in the game, and it's more distressing than it should be. Considering that getting caught now is pretty much a game over. Oh my god, stop it with the lights. Don't like the lights. There we go. So there goes one of them. Much to the annoyance of the other two summoners. Okay, so next thing you want to do is make it right to the end of this path, and then you take an elevator. Here we go. And once you're up here, you're pretty much home free. You just need to jump forward. And the two of them split up. Because they're evidently not very clever. And with that, you can now have fights with the Dark Major Sisters individually, which makes them a lot easier. Just remember, whenever you can, to have Auron up front in your party with his ultimate weapon, because his first strike ability stops you getting ambushed. And getting ambushed at this point in the game is the worst possible thing that can happen to you. Now, most of the Dark Aeons have a really nasty trick up their sleeves. A trick that I didn't really account for because I forgot about it. So, obviously you can use Auto Life on your whole party to, you know, bring them back up if they get taken down. Dark Aeons have a different plan. Most of them will have petrification and shatter effects on their attacks. So what that means is if they hit you and you are not either stone-proofed or wearing a ribbon to prevent all status ailments, your character gets permanently wiped from the fight. If this happens to you too many times in quick succession, you pretty much cannot win. So, it is a bastard. It's a real bastard. Anyways, here's a cool little Riku mix for you. Mix up the amulet with the Door to Tomorrow. And that boosts everyone's overdrive speed. Which would be all well and good if I didn't just get shattered there. That would have been really solid. I should probably put the Comrade overdrive mode on. Anyways, this isn't me cheesing the game on purpose, what I'm about to do right here. This is literally me running out of options and not having anything else that I could have done. And serendipity kicked in. Thank you, cheapskate. That saved me having to risk dying and stuff. Alright, now we desperately need a heal. Let's give everyone there we go, full health. Yeah, we'll change everyone to comrades. There we go. So that means that if your allies get taken down, that your overdrive pretty much fills up in one go. And time for Dark Cindy. Or whichever one this is. Alrighty, so this one is not nearly as bad. I don't think she has an instant stone shatter attack, which immediately makes her quite beatable, because I could just use Auto Life. Her real, sticking point is that she's very bloody hard to hit. Her evasion stat is maxed out, as is her luck stat to my knowledge, so unless you've maxed out your accuracy and your luck, and I've only maxed out the former, you ain't gonna be hitting her. It ain't happening. So, overdrive's the way to go with this one. Overdrive's an Auto Life. So, several hits later. This battle only took about 5 minutes, thankfully. Skadoosh. And with that, get to foot Dune. Alright, that's 2 out of 3. Feeling good so far. Feeling pretty good. Let's finish what we've started. Alright, one more time. Bit of healing for everyone. And let's put Oren back there, just so we don't get ambushed and insta-killed, which I'm pretty sure can always happen. There's always a slight risk of that kicking in. And at this point, I do not want to take any risks, funnily enough. Here we go. So this one, thankfully, is actually quite easy to hit. Dark Cindy. This one's Cindy. There we are. So just continually wailing, all that fun stuff. And one more for good measure. Boot to the head. Well, that was fun. And not at all stressful. So, leaving the Mushroom Rock Road and then coming back into it, we can collect this Oran Sphere. This gives you a nice chunk of backstory.
Thanks for everything, Keenock.
I know I don't need to tell you this, but guard Lord Brasco well.
That I will. And you'll be busy too. I heard they made you second in command.
You know that promotion was meant for you. You were always the better one, even until the end.
You make it sound as if I was going off to die or something. I will see you again.
Yes.
Well then.
Going already? You will tell me about Zanarkand when you return, won't you?
Farewell.
Goddamn, Keenock. You pull off a beard pretty goddamn well. I mean, granted, you're a generic monk model right now, but there you go. Anyways, back in Jose, let's go meet up with Brony. I wonder how this game is going to manifest Brony. Yeah, he seems like the kind of weirdo who would get way into children's cartoons. It's the hat. It's the hat that does it.
For a long time, we've forgotten how to go forward. You reminded us we must go forward. Yes, we must run. Let us go. You who share our dreaming. Come, and we will run till the dream's end.
Alright, treasure chests galore. Gotta love the treasure chests that were just kind of in these rooms, implying that Yuna just ignored them, which kind of annoys me in retrospect. And here's the last Jecht Sphere, the only one we haven't picked up yet. And I've saved the best for last, of course. This is a fun scene. So for those of you who remembered what happened back in the Moonflow, I think you guys have a little bit of an idea of what to expect right now.
What are you shooting me for?
So you don't do anything stupid again. I can't believe you attacked that shoe puff. Lord Braska had to pay the handler for damages from his own travel money.
I said I was sorry. It's never gonna happen again. I promise.
Ah, a promise. Which you'll forget come tomorrow.
Orin, please, he did apologize. He knows he was wrong.
That's it. Only thing I drink from now on is Superboss milk.
You're sure?
We're on a journey to fight Sin and save Spira, right? If I keep screwing up and making a fool of myself, my wife and kid are never gonna forgive me.
That's on the record.
And we get Tornado! For those of you who played Kingdom Hearts 2, that gives you a little idea of what Auron's Overdrive is. For those of you who haven't, you've got something to look forward to now.
Why are you in Guado Salam? What business have you here?
You want to start something?
If it would please you to harm a defenseless old man, then burn me, boil me, it matters not.
Jesus.
Huh?
Lord Seymour is gone. No lord rises to take his place. The Guado merely wait for Sin to come and finish us all.
Oh my god!
Why should I care what you do to me? Oh. If it meant rejoining Lord Jiskel and Lord Seymour, then your taking off my head would be the greatest kindness.
Holy shit, what is wrong with you? You miserable bastards! Oi, where you going? Come here. You may be moody right now, but you did, ruin everything. You are the reason for all the bad things.
Come to kill the old man? I welcome it.
Oh, Jesus, you are too much right now. I'm gonna go to the far plane.
I'm still not the person I wanted to become. Not yet. I'll come back to let you know how things went. I hope I'll bring back good news.
Benevolent Lord Jiskel and most wise Lord Seymour, the days spent in your service were the best in this old man's life. Those of us left behind will soon be destroyed by Sin and join you in the far plane. I will serve you there as I have served you in this world, always.
So it turns out that the Guado are a bunch of really, really miserable fatalists, with absolutely no desire to move on. Which immediately kind of makes them really, really sad, considering they've been such absolute bastards throughout the course of the game. Anyway, speaking of bastards...
You heathen!
Let's deal with another Dark Aeon on the Thunder Plains.
Something up there?
You bet your ass there is.
Let's go.
If not for the fact that I think Ixion's design is kind of goofy, and his chest is way too large, this would be kind of intimidating. Especially with the creepy child there. Alright, Dark Ixion. Pretty basic as far as Dark Aeons go. The only annoying thing about him is, as you can see there, he does counter, so be very, very careful about how you use your attacks, because for the most part, even though you do have Auto Life and Auto Phoenix to pick you back up, getting knocked out actually takes quite a while, so you end up wasting turns. Anyways, we get the Major Sisters to step in and deal the last little chunk of damage. Boom! Not bad if I do say so myself. There we go. You'll notice that I'm not doing nearly as much damage as I did to earlier enemies, like with the 99999s and such. That is because Dark Aeons has a shit ton of defense, which is a problem in and of itself. Anyways, there goes you, but you do actually have to defeat Dark Aeons a second time to finish him off for good now. And I believe that if you leave, then both summoners respawn. Ugh, God. Creepy ghost child. Don't like that. Alright, so it's just a case of running around, waiting for them to spawn. Which they do inevitably do. There we go, easy. Much easier than during previous takes, actually. I'm quite happy with that. And one more time, we just wail on Dark Aeons. This time he goes down really goddamn quickly, actually, and he doesn't even counter, so... Tell you what, let's see if we can finish him off with this one more move. Boop, boop, boop. It's all about the timing. As long as I get that exact timing every time, I know I can do it. Once I lose that, then I'm absolutely screwed. Oh, no, he's still up. God damn. Oh, I'll give you props, Dark Aeons. You're stubborn. Oh, okay, that's alright. The one person I wanted you to do that to. I'm okay with this. Tell you what, let's just give him a few more hits. I think he's done. He's on his last legs. There we are, got him. So there goes Dark Aeons. But like I say, there are still a lot of Dark Aeons to come, so I'll be seeing you in the next episode.